Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers March 10th 14. Jack confesses and Chance gets kidnapped clue. Young and the Restless spoilers from March 10th through the 14th has Jack Abbott Peter Bergman confessing and Chance Chancellor Connor Floyd gets a big clue about the kidnapping. Monday, March 10th, on the Young and the Restless, Audra Charles Zuleika Silver sits down, talks to Nate Hastings, Sharon Dominic. She tells him that Holden Novak Nathan Owens wants to be her friend. She doesn't want to keep secrets. She doesn't want to hide anything. Clearly, she's falling for Nate, which is something Audra never planned to do. She's willing to cut Holden out of her life, but she reminds Nate that Holden is the only source of information that they have on Damian Kane Jermaine Rivers. She thinks he's willing to spill some tea because Audra says that Holden resents Damian because they were friends. Then he went to work for him, and the way he talked to them the other day, like get on the plane, get back to work, mind your business, that kind of thing. She said that Holden already told her that Damian has this temper. Nate tells her that he trusts her and he agrees that they need to keep that pipeline of information open. So when Holden texts asking her about being his friend, then Nate uses her phone and he texts back as Audra. Yes, they can be friends. Audra and Nate are really hoping that the cancer doctor has good news for Amy Lewis Valerie Pettiford, and that Damian is going to stay in town for his mom. That's their hope. Over in Kidnapping Central, Phyllis Summers is working out. You're in a psychiatric hospital after being kidnapped and thinking, hey, I'm going to do some Pilates. Phyllis is trying to stay strong so they can fight off this mystery person. She and Sharon Newman are bickering as usual. Sharon is busy trying to solve the riddle. Phyllis tells her she already solved it, but then she doesn't want to tell Sharon the answer in case they were supposed to be competing against each other. On The Young and the Restless, Phyllis finally relents and tells her that the thing that means everything and costs nothing is forgiveness, and that could be several things. Love. Phyllis then doubles over in pain, and they think she's been poisoned, and the captor says Phyllis wasn't playing the game. Sharon begs their mystery tormentor for help, and after being given some clues, she finds a bottle of water with the antidote to save Phyllis. Meanwhile, Y and R spoilers show that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Billy Abbott are discussing Phyllis being missing in action. They've both exhausted any contacts they can call trying to find her, and they realize something is really wrong with both Sharon and Phyllis going on. This can't be a coincidence, and they agree to work together to find Phyllis and Sharon. But this is a very reluctant alliance. These guys are not fans of each other. It's not as bad as Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Billy, not that toxic, but it's not great. On Tuesday's Young and the Restless, we have Summer Newman, Allison Lanier causing a rift between Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Claire Grace Newman Haley Aaron. Summer is starting some drama to try and break them up because Kyle and Claire are supposed to be having date night at the GCAC. But Summer overheard Kyle last week making the plans with Claire, and since we're going to see Claire sitting all alone at the bar having a drink, clearly, that means Summer has inserted herself in there. And Summer is trying to upset Claire by running Kyle late. I'm sure Summer will let her know that he was late because he was with her. Hopefully, Kyle will get out in front of it and realize what's happening and reassure Claire, but we'll see. Another interesting spoiler is that Holden broadens his horizons in Genoa City. Next, we're going to talk about what that means and the next big move that Damian's sketchy employee makes on Y&R. Claire is sitting at the bar at the GCAC. She's looking gorgeous, red dress, hair all done nice, and she's trying out a martini. So Holden approaches her and starts making some small talk. Maybe he is looking for somebody because he doesn't think he has a chance with Audra, or maybe he just hits on all women. I think it'd be pretty interesting, honestly, if Kyle shows up late for the date because of Summer and sees Claire chatting up that really hot guy, because we have to all agree, right? Holden is super hot. Meanwhile, Phyllis's captor forces her into a very tough decision. And, of course, he wants her to play the game. Punish her for not, and we'll see. She said she'd never forgive Sharon, so maybe they are trying to push her to test that theory. Wednesday, March 12th, Season 52, Episode 109. Phyllis and Sharon decide to take control. I don't know if they're going to play the game hard or if they're just both going to refuse to play the game, and Chance is there to comfort Summer. No doubt about Phyllis, and I wonder if he has any inkling that Summer just told Nick that she can't be with Chance because she's still too upset about the investigation and him, pursuing Danielle Romolodi Michael Graziade without looking into other possible suspects. Tracy Abbott Beth Maitland shares some surprising news with Jack, and we have a scene next week with Jack and Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, and Jack's sister Tracy. They're all sitting together, and Tracy's talking about how happy she is with Alan Lauren Christopher Cousins, and he lets her know that he would like to propose, and he would if he thought that she would say yes, that he would marry her right now. She's completely shocked. So I wonder if Tracy's surprising news is, yeah, we're doing this thing. Thursday, March 13th, episode 110 of the current season. Victor Newman Eric Bredin is questioning Adam's decision-making. Obviously, he does that all the time, but I wonder if it's about the Abbotts and he's refusing to, spin bad press about Jack at Newman Media, which he already told him he didn't want to do. Coming up on The Young and the Restless, Adam is reuniting with Chelsea Lawson Newman Melissa Claire Egan, which is what Victor wanted him to do. So I feel like this is more professional than a personal related spoiler. Phyllis and Sharon fall into a trap that their kidnapper has set, and Jack is making a confession to Diane. Now the best confession would be that he's the one that put Phyllis and Sharon in that room. I doubt it though, but wouldn't that be a twist? I still am wondering if this person is entirely wicked or just trying to get Phyllis and Sharon to bury the hatchet between them that is driving everybody in town crazy. Friday, March 14th, we're going to wrap up the week with Sharon and Phyllis fighting for their survival. So that sounds like maybe this kidnapper doesn't have a benevolent agenda, and maybe it is really someone who wants to punish them, and chance comes to Billy and Nick with a lead, and I wonder if he went to check out Ian Ward's Ray Wise cremation story since they had mentioned, oh, Ian's dead, and it's like, do we know that for sure? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.